and you might have heard of it by now. There was a tropical storm approaching Mexico, Acapulco, to be specific, a few days ago on Tuesday. And nobody thought much about it, apparently, because the media didn't talk about it. We didn't hear anything, any hype or anything like that. And by 6 p.m. that night, it was still a tropical storm. By 1 a.m., so 7 hours later, this tropical storm Otis had turned into a full-on Cat 5 plus hurricane.
This is a massive crime and a massive attack and a massive crisis going on in Acapulco. That this was actually a weather attack. We know weather weapons totally exist. We've actually seen them in so many different ways. For example, just recently in Maui, we've seen that. That was using more directed energy weapons. We've seen it in the California wildfires, which was directed energy weapons. Some people are like, oh, Jeff, he's crazy. There's no way they control the weather and hurricanes. Well, if you think that, you just have not looked into it. You're just ignorant to the facts. They've come out and said it. They've been doing it. Six o'clock on Tuesday, all of a sudden, just after that, I heard there was a hurricane and it might be in the area of Acapulco. And I was quite surprised because I generally keep my eyes open because we have a house there. We had a house there. We had a boat there. All our friends are there. They have all their stuff there or had all their stuff there. Everything's wiped out. The last I know as of last night is there's no help in Acapulco for anyone. And in fact, they were blocking any help from coming in. And that's a whole other topic I can get into. There was no rain with this hurricane. We've discovered, if you look at the hurricane, there was a few webcams that were live for a short period of time. And right on the beach, you can see the wind and the palm trees, and it looks like rain. That's actually from the storm surge. And the water that you're seeing with the flooding on the ground in a lot of places in Acapulco, that's all from the storm surge. The storm surge was absolutely massive. It wiped out a lot of things itself. But there was absolutely no rain during the entire hurricane. And as soon as it had stopped hitting Acapulco, it basically disappeared. And there was no rain. It was completely clear and sunny right after that.
Let me tell you this, in the 1960s, there was an agreement between the United States and the Soviet Union, a non-attack agreement that they were not going to use weather weapons on each other. This was reported by the Washington Post and the New York Times and whatnot. That was in the 60s. To my knowledge, every piece of legislation in every single country that was aimed at prohibiting using weather weaponry on its own population has never gone through. So as far as I know, there is no law on the books that countries can't use weather weapons against their own people.
They want all the poor people out of there. This is an attack on a lot of the poor people in Acapulco. They don't mind breaking all the windows and all the hotels. All the structures are still there. This is going to be fairly easy to recover for people with money. This is all by design. This is what they want to happen, and we need to expose them. You've had Max Igan on as a guest on your show. Max Igan is one of the more outspoken people about weather weapons and against the government in general. And we have a number of those people speak out in Acapulco. I've spoken about it myself. Max actually tracked the exact tracking of the hurricane where it first touched landfall. It was at Max Igan's house. These globalists are doing this all over the world, and they're doing it for a reason. And what you'll see online is almost all the NPCs, all the brainwashed slaves saying, oh, well, this is just global warming. It's going to be bigger storms now. That's exactly their plan. And of course, the dumb and the people who aren't even really human completely fall for it. The people who watch the television programming, they'll just repeat it. You hear screams a lot of the times coming from those poor areas, gunshots. And we think it's quite possibly, and this is total speculation, we don't know. They're doing like a purge of these poor people in Acapulco right now. They're not allowing any media into Acapulco, by the way. There's been hardly any media coverage of Acapulco this entire week. Like, how many criminal acts are this big where you attack about 1 million people, destroy everything they have in about an hour, kill a lot of them. The deaths we're still not sure. There's definitely bodies on the street in certain areas. No one's picking them up, by the way. There's going to be a lot of health issues coming next. But destroying an entire city, destroying everything that everyone owns in that city, killing a lot of people in about an hour. Like, this is about the same effect as a nuclear bomb would be if nuclear bombs exist. We put together within about 2 hours all the fundraising stuff. We put together a website, hurricaneotisrecovery.com. You can go to that right now if you want. It's got the GoFundMe, it's got the Give, Send, Go. It's got every crypto, most of the cryptos, if you want to donate crypto, and it's badly needed, by the way. hurricaneotisrecovery.com. We've got all the donation links there. But we're posting every thing we're buying and every receipt on the website and showing as we distributed it. So this is night and day to like Red Cross, where you send money, they steal it all and they don't do anything. So please spread this, share this video, share this information with everyone. The more that we can expose them, the less chance they can keep it up.